Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is Thursday. Hope you guys are having a great day. Markets were down today. Bitcoin was down today. Miners were down for the day, except for two, which was kind of surprising, but I think I know why. So we'll get into that. Obviously, yesterday was a great day for the miners, for the markets. For the most part, they were up. But obviously today, we're having a little bit, obviously, a different effect on the miners with the price coming down, Bitcoin coming down, stock market being down as well. And that is basically because yesterday we were all jubilant about what the Fed did with the 75 basis points. And then, like, we partied yesterday, and then today we have a hangover, and everything's down today. So let's get into the information here that we got. As always, not financial advice. You know the drill. I'm investing in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And we'll get into Bitcoin here right now, and then we'll get into the miners. And then we got two stories to cover, Mawson and Cleanspark, and we'll call it a day. So obviously Bitcoin has fallen from its high here in the last 24 hours or so, which we reached about 22,958. We're now at 20,566. I was trying to find something in here on the RSI where, it would make sense for us to possibly have a reversal where price is going up, but the RSI is staying flat. We did have something happen here between, this was the 15th of June, so that was yesterday morning at 8 o'clock, and today around 3 o'clock in the morning, where if you look at it, price was here at that point, which was 21,755, and then the prior price on that one was over here, which was at 21,520. So we were up a little bit here on the price. RSI was flat, but since then it has changed where it's now looking like we're trending down again. So it looks like that has reversed, unfortunately. So that's the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, we're looking the same. We're still in the undersold territory right now. On the 4 hour, obviously, looking at where the price is right now and where we were in the past, we're obviously lower than we were here on the RSI, or on the price, and lower on the RSI than we are now. So that's not boding well as well. I think we're going to be falling back down even further. And I think we may be going down to the, let's look at the daily here and zoom out a little bit. But I think we're going down to this line, the 19,500 or so. I think this is our next support line here that we may be bouncing off of for a while as it coincides here. And then if we fail past that one, let's go to the weekly chart. I think we're going to be going possibly to right around the, went too far back. Here we go. So there we go. So last peak on the last bull run was in 2017. We were at 19,700 or so. But it looks like we do have a lot of support and resistance here around the 12,000 mark to 13,000 mark. We can see it here. We're bouncing off of it and bouncing below it. So we'll see if that holds. Other than that, I don't know where else we're going to have any support between the 19,500 and that mark. We may be maybe around the 13,000. We can see it back here a little bit, but we'll have to see where it goes. Right now, we're still way oversold on the weekly chart. And we haven't been this oversold since, oh gosh, forever. I mean, the closest that we're getting to it on the RSI, we're at 26 right now, 25 and a half or so. And then the last time we were close to that, we were at about, if we zoom in on it, we were right about there, at about 28. So we're actually lower on it, which is in a sense good, because the price is way up higher than we were back here, which was around 3,000. So we'll see if we can get a reversal going or something happening here, but for the time being, it just doesn't look good. I don't know how much lower the RSI can go on that. All right, Ethereum is at 1,093 right now. Let's look at the daily chart here, and it is following suit with Bitcoin as well. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see it followed as well up, and then it's obviously been coming down here. Trying to see if there's anything that we can glean from the 1 hour chart to see if there's any kind of change in the RSI and the price where we could possibly be going up, but I'm still seeing a downshift here in price while RSI is staying flat. That's going to lead me to believe we're going to be falling down even more on Ethereum as well. And Ethereum, I think 1,000 is obviously the magical number here to watch as far as whether we're going to be bouncing off of it, or if we do fall below it, we're possibly looking at going down to, what's the other next support line here, about maybe 800 or so will be the next support. So we'll have to keep an eye and see how it does. All right, let's take a look at the miners here. So most of the miners were down today except for two, I believe. So any was down another 1.94% to 70 cents. It reached a new 52-week high today. We keep saying that every day almost now, to 68 cents. It's flat in the after hours. Argo was actually up a little bit, 0.72 to 42 cents. No after hours. And let's see if that hit in you. Nope. Bit Digital was down 8.27 today to $1.22, up a little bit in the after hours to $1.25. It reached a new 52-week low of $1.19. Bitfarms was down 9.09% to $1.30, up a little bit in the after hours to $1.31. It reached a new 52-week low of $1.28. Cleanspark was actually up 0.91% to $4.45, down a little bit in the after hours to $4.44. It reached a new low today of $4.05 on the 52-week. Core Scientific was down 3.51% to $2.20, up a little bit in the after hours to $2.30. DigiHost was down 12%, new all-time or new 52-week low of $1.10. DMG was up 0.76 to 19 cents, and it reached a new 52-week low yesterday. Hive was down 6.77% to $2.89, up a little bit in the after hours to $2.90. Hut 8 was down another 8.33% to $1.54. It reached a new 52-week low of $1.52 today. It's flat in the after hours, and Iris Energy was down 1.55% to $3.82, and down a little bit more in the after hours to $3.79. Luxfolio was down 15.13% to basically 9 cents and 3/4 on the day. Nothing in the after hours. Marathon was down 4.37% to $6.57. Flat in the after hours. Mawson was up 2.96% to $1.74, and it reached a new 52-week low today at $1.61. It's down a little bit in the after hours to $1.70. Rye Blockchain was down 6.79% to $4.53, flat in the after hours, and Stronghold was down 9.34% to $1.65, up a little bit in the after hours to $1.68, but it did reach a new 52-week low of $1.59 right now. So we keep breaking those 52-week low records here on the miners, which is unfortunate, but it is par for the course, especially with Bitcoin being down. So we may see more of that happening in the future, in the coming months at least. Unless things change, like I said, we're just looking really, really oversold on the weekly chart of Bitcoin. So we'll see how that goes. Cleanspark. So Cleanspark actually provided some good news today. So they are announcing that they are buying more miners. So today, Cleanspark announced that it has taken over an existing purchase contract for 1,800 Antminer S19 XPs units as it continues to expand its infrastructure. Once fully deployed, the machines are expected to add over 252 petahashes per second to the company's Bitcoin mining capacity. This is really good. Further, the company announced partnership with TMG Core, Inc., a global leader in the development, commercialization, and deployment of high-performance computing solutions, which includes ASIC mining applications to extend its immersion-cooled infrastructure for sustainable mining. So this is actually really good as well. As per the acquired contract, the Antminer S19 XP machines will start arriving at Cleanspark's facilities sometime in August, and shipping will continue through the next 6 months. So they're basically going to be getting tranches of 300 miners per month, it seems like. And let's see if there was anything else. Quote from the CEO, Zach Bradford: "We were able to secure the contract at an exceptional price because of our strategic relationship and the unique circumstances that the current market conditions have created." So they obviously did not provide what the cost was for those, or the overall cost. But still, Bitcoin is way down, so I wouldn't be surprised if they got these for maybe $7,000, $8,000 a piece, which is still a lot. If we look at the math here on it, let's take a look at the math. So let's just say 7,000 times 1,800. That equals, what is that? $12.6 million for those miners if it's 7,000. Obviously a little bit more if it's at 8,000, but still a much better price than what they were selling for, around 11,000, 12,000. So I'm just speculating here that that's maybe what they got it at, obviously with the Bitcoin price where it's at right now. See if there's anything else. There is. So the new partnership with TMG Core includes 257 units of TMG Core's proprietary immersion-cooled tanks that are specifically designed to improve the performance of mining machines while substantially decreasing their failure rates over long-term use. Each tank fits 28 Antminer S19 Pros mining machines. The units will be deployed in batches at the company's College Park, Georgia property and other locations as determined. And they're also, I didn't mark it up here, but they are also going to be getting, was that in here? Let me see here. Oh, here it is. So the Alliance also provides Cleanspark with 2 megawatts of co-location capacity at TMG Core's state-of-the-art immersion cooled mining facility in Plano. So those miners, those 1,800 miners, are going to be basically the miners XPs, which are 140 terahash miners. Now, given that they're going to be immersion cooled, we can kind of estimate that they're going to probably be 20 to 25 to maybe even 30% more efficient on that. So if you're looking at 140, add another 30 onto that, so maybe at 170 terahash, somewhere around there. So that's actually really good. All right, so let's take a look at what I got for them on the numbers for that. So let's see here. Cleanspark. So Cleanspark is going to be now at 4.4 exahash roughly. They're currently at 2.5 exahash, so they're about 56% operational from where they're going to be. And the miners here are obviously going to be coming in August, September through January 23. And we got 300 of those coming in, so they'll be adding 42 petahash each month when they do get installed. And once they're dialed in, they're obviously going to be closer to maybe 170, 165, somewhere around there, once you overclock them in the immersion cooling. So that's really good. Happy to see them obviously growing and taking advantage, obviously, of the price of Bitcoin being down, getting miners a little bit cheaper than they normally would have. So this is fantastic news in my opinion. And we'll see how things progress going forward. I wouldn't be surprised other companies doing the same thing. And, we'll just keep an eye on any news reports that do come out for that. So that's Cleanspark. Let's take a look at Mawson's May inventory or May production numbers. So Mawson Infrastructure Group Inc. announced record May 2022 Bitcoin self-mining, hosting, co-location, and operational update. Here is the main part. We're not really concerned about their co-location or hosting because most of the time they're not making that much off of that. We're really concerned about obviously self-mining because that's the big daddy that's making them all the money. So Mawson self-mining and hosting co-location operating at a record approximately of 3.1 exahash as at end of May, expected to rise to approximately 3.35 exahash by end of June 2022. That would represent an increase of 8% month over month. Self-mining expected to be operating at approximately 2 exahash at the end of June, producing approximately 8.5 bitcoins per day. And here's the details. So here's the view of Midland, Pennsylvania facility development from May. So it does look like old production facilities back here that probably used a lot of electricity. And they're just connecting into it here with these containers. Just kind of cool to see. All right, Bitcoin self-mining update. So in May, Mawson produced a record 185 Bitcoin. So that's an increase of 362% versus May of last year and an 8% month over month. May end of month hash rate at approximately 1.5 exahash. So that's where I have them at. And that's an increase of 581% over last year, which is really good as well. June, obviously, they're looking to be about 2 exahash and for their self-mining, which is really good as well. Hosting co-location, not really concerned with that. Operational updates. So Midland, Pennsylvania facility, 25 modular data centers and 50 megawatts deployed. This deployment was achieved in a record 6 weeks, so that's really good to hear that they're doing this pretty quickly. Sandersville, Georgia facility, 38 modular data centers deployed. Site now fully operational at approximately 80 megawatts. Stage 3 expansion approved to 230 megawatts, capable of accommodating up to 7.5 exahash with development planning for expansion commencing in June of 2022. So right now. And then New South Wales, Australia, 4 modular data centers deployed with 0.2 exahash online. The facility is expected to be fully operational with approximately 0.4 exahash by end of June, by June 2022. Texas facility site planning underway with 120 megawatts expected to be available in Q4 2022, which is good. And then let me see here. Expected self-mining hash rate growth. Mawson expects Bitcoin self-mining to be at 4 exahash by Q3 of 2022. So that's only about 4 months away. And target of 5.5 exahash online by early Q1 of 2023. That's being reiterated here. And I think that was it from them. So obviously nice growth here for the month. And let's take a look at the numbers that we have for them on my sheet here. And we'll call it a day. Okay, so here's what we're looking at here right now. So obviously 185 Bitcoins mined, which is a nice increase from in May, April they were at 171, March they were 170, February they were 152, and January they were 140. This is consistent growth. This is great to see. Other miners have slipped a little bit in some spots, but they've bounced back in other months. But they are so far being consistent as far as growing their Bitcoins, which is really good to see. And then we can also see that how many BTCs they're producing per petahash. So in January, they were about 0.1275, February 0.1169, March, they were at 0.273. In April, they were at 0.1221, and in May, they were at 1233. So a little bit of an increase over the production in April, which is good. Obviously, price has been coming down because Bitcoin price has been coming down. So they only earned about 5.8 million on that, using the end of May price on that. So it is an increase of 14 Bitcoins over the prior month, 8% increase. And we're looking at right now, once we get the data for June, we'll have a better idea as far as what their BTC per petahash is, the average of the last 3 months, and what their hash rate is, average of the last 3 months as well. So we'll get a little better idea as far as what they're producing per quarter. And overall, things are looking good. So they did grow about 100 petahash this month in May. From the start to now, so far they're about 100 petahash and up. And what else can we take a look at here? BTC hodl, obviously they don't hodl anything, so we don't worry about that. And then looking down here, here are the miners that I added for them in May. So that includes the 90 terahash miners here. So we added 850 of those and 265 of those as well, which are being split. I probably could add these together here for one row. I'll probably do that. But I have those running about 14 days. The rest of the miners were running at 31 days for the month of May, which got us pretty close to that 5.88 million that they, I'm guessing, have made based on the end of May's Bitcoin price, based on the amount of miners that they, based on the number of Bitcoins they mined. All right, so that's looking good there. Obviously, things are coming down. June, we have them at 3.85 million, which is a huge decrease, obviously, because Bitcoin price has come way down. We're using the latest price of 20,000 something, and in May was 31,000 something. So that's obviously going to have an impact on it going forward. We'll see where June ends at, but it's not looking good right now for the miners, for all the miners. And then finally, let's take a look at one of the last two things here. Institutions. Institutions actually grew for them, so I checked them today. We got 26 institutions, 2.96 million shares, and 4.1% owned. We still have 2 buy ratings, and target price targets are still $17 for the high, $14.50 for the average, and $12 for the low. And looking at where we are right now with everything, if Bitcoin was in a bull market right now, we could possibly see them with a PE of 20. Right now, they're closer to, I believe, right around, what are they at? $1.74. So they are between 3.5 to 3 3/4 PE right now. But if we were in a bull market, they would be, I would think, I mean, they're growing. They're about 50% there. I'd say maybe about a 15 multiple. So they should be at about $10 compared to where they are right now. If we go 20 to make it even with everybody else, they would be at $13.57 right now based on the current quarterly results. Obviously, this quarter is going to be low because Bitcoin price has been coming down. And then we'll have to see where the next 2 quarters end up as well. So that's also going to determine where the price is right now. If Bitcoin starts rebounding, then they could obviously be way higher than this. But we're just using that as basically a combined revenue of 65 million, 75% net income from gross revenue. That would put us at 49 million, dividing by the share price and multiplying it. And that's what we're getting at, 13.57 for the stock price. So like I keep saying, the miners are really, really undervalued right now, especially with Bitcoin price being way down. We'll just monitor the situation, see how it goes. I'm still waiting on Luxfolio to provide their production update for May. I may not wait too much longer. I may just do a video, breaking down the miners, see who's done the best so far for the month of May. And we'll probably break it down into the categories of large miner, medium miner, and small miners like we've done in the past, keeping those groups together and see who's outperforming the other ones in the group. All right, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Spreadsheet is always available to Patreon members. Thank you to my patrons there. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out, and that's it. I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, and then obviously we're close to the weekend here as well. So have a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.